Hillock Estates. We're going to try this again. Okay, I just invited them. Hopefully they will join. So we're speaking with Kathy and Jeffrey from Hillock Estates, which is based in the Hudson Valley of New York. They've won multiple awards with us, and they're a very interesting distillery. They grow their own product, and they also distill it down from barley and rye. Hopefully they will join us. In the meantime, if anybody has any questions, we have our New York competition coming up in August, and it will be a little bit smaller than San Francisco, but it will be great nonetheless. We've added some new categories this year, some brand categories, as well as, there you are. Hi.
Technology is great when it works.
Okay.
There's huge thunderstorms in New York. I think that's when that's happening.
I see. Okay, let's get back to where we were. So we were talking about the process from seed to bottle, how long it takes, and kind of what it looks like.
And we should tell you that we own Field to Glass, that line.
Oh, awesome.
No, so we as we were saying, we farm about 800 acres organically, and so we generally harvest in July, and then we can keep the barley, rye, and corn for up to 2 years or so. So we'll distill year round, unlike winemakers, and from start to finish, if we're malting, which we do for our single malts, that's a week-long process every malt run, and then from the time we start milling to fermenting to distilling, it's another week-long process. So 2 weeks really from start to finish for that.
And you had a very famous master distiller with you.
Yes.
That guided you through the process.
Yeah, Dave Pickerel had just left Maker's Mark, where he was master distiller for 15 years.
And this was over a decade ago.
Yeah, back in 2010. He was really the only person in the industry talking about terroir in whiskeys the way it was spoken of in wine. So when we had the idea to do the field to glass operation, it was kind of a natural connection, and we just reached out to him, and next week he was with us.
But that's like, we stalked him. Jeffrey stalked him, and he was with us on New Year's Day of that first year and really moved in with us. Dave lived with us till 2018, really. He was really the Johnny Appleseed of craft distilling in America. We were so fortunate to work with him for 8 years.
And what you guys are New York City based for most of your time. So what made you decide?
No, it's 50-50. We are back and forth between, we have a townhouse in Manhattan, and we both have careers in Manhattan, but we are so passionate and dedicated to Hillock, we have 3 sons, and Hillock is really our 4th child that the whole family fights over to be very involved in. But we split our time between both, and we are at Hillock definitely 50 to 60% of our time. We do have our careers, but with Hillock, like I'm in real estate and Jeffrey is a banker in finance, but you don't get to create something in that. Those are wonderful fields, and we've really enjoyed them. But with Hillock and making fabulous, whiskey in the Hudson Valley, we're getting to create something. So we're extremely passionate about it and bring everything in our lives to that.
Not to mention, during COVID, I think I've spent most of my time there for the last 14 months. So
Zoom has been wonderful for Jeffrey.
Pleasure.
What inspired you
open the whole time? It's an essential business, so it's been open the entire time.
Amazing. So what inspired you to branch off from banking world and in real estate world to start a distillery?
Well, Jeffrey grew up farming. He loved farming. When I first met him, he had 75 head of Black Angus cattle and 40 organic free range pigs. And while I love that, that just was not what I wanted to pursue. And we had 3 little boys. So that was up near Saratoga. If anybody knows New York geography, we moved our farm to 2 hours from Manhattan. Hillock is sort of much more in the heart of the Hudson Valley, and it's 2 hours from Manhattan. And we realized we had fabulous land, which I'll let Jeffrey speak about. And we love wine, and we knew that wasn't the area to make the best wine we could. But the more research that we did, and really Jeffrey did, we realized we could make fabulous whiskey. And he started working. He worked with Cornell Agricultural School on our grain. I mean, he tests every soil, every farm. He's really an expert in agriculture, and whiskey seems like the perfect fit. And also for those, like we just actually on your competitions just won for Homer, which is a Pinot Noir finish of our bourbon, of our Solera bourbon.
Can you tell me a little bit about the differences in the expressions that you nominated for awards?
Well, I'll let you talk about that, but we make a bourbon, a rye, and a single malt, which are made very differently. As many of you I'm sure know, single malt is traditionally made in a lauter tun with the grain separated from the wort, and versus the American whiskeys, which are made as really a porridge. But I'll let you talk about expressions.
The expressions. So in the most recent awards, we had submitted our Solera aged bourbon, which is a fabulous complex bourbon. We're a little bit of a higher rye content than other bourbons. That was about a 38% rye content and the rest corn. And that was finished first in an Oloroso sherry cask that had held the Oloroso sherry for 20 years. And then after that, it went into a Shea Vineyard Pinot Noir cask, and its Homer was specifically that cask, and it was in there for about 38 days. And then we sent it to you, and it won double gold, which is like fabulous for us. And then the other expression that we sent was our double cask rye, which was finished first in a Char 3 cask, that's why it's double cask, and then a Char 4. And then we finished it for about 5 weeks in a Pedro Ximénez cask. It's the second time we've done that. Both of these were at cask strength, and that is just, we released it for Valentine's Day, and it is just so wonderful. It's chocolate and fruity, and it's fabulous. And I think we'll release that cask every Valentine's Day. And Homer is specifically wonderful with turkey and chicken, and we pour it in our coco bond and use it instead of wine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so good.
That's usually one of the questions that I ask is what would you be your favorite meal to pair with, let's say, the Solera?
Well, wait a minute. I think cocoa whiskey is pretty good. But I also, our friends from Creekstone were up a little while ago, and they brought some 100-day dry-aged ribeye steaks that were about 2 inches thick. And boy, that really pairs wonderfully with the rye whiskey. And then if you add a little bit
with the Cabernet finish too, with the Dakota Shy Cabernet finish on the bourbon.
And then you add a little whiskey to the creme anglaise sauce for your bread pudding, and you're all set.
As you can tell, we are really into food and whiskey.
I'm getting hungry already.
Yeah.
And what kind of cocktail would you make with Hillock? I know that most people that are spirit makers don't like to make cocktails with their stuff, or they want to just have it neat and pure. But if you were to choose the cocktail to go with the Solera or the Homer, what would you pick?
Okay, I'm going to choose 2, and then Jeffrey, you can say yours. For me, an old fashioned is one of my favorites. We specifically love it made with honey, which would be a Gold Rush instead of simple syrup. And we do half our double cask rye and half bourbon. We do combine the 2, and it's fabulous. And then the other one is our double cask rye and a Sazerac, which is so good. And then
it's tough to compete against those.
Well, you love a great
I like
Manhattan,
a Manhattan too.
and you love it with the bourbon.
And by the way, we have no problem with anyone using. If you're going to make a cocktail, why not use something special, right?
Oh, and we love mint juleps.
Nice. Very nice. So how can people find Hillock? Is it available across the country? Is it available internationally?
It's available in 22 states, and it's on a lot of websites, so a lot of people can order it. And do you want me to say the states that it's available in?
Excuse me?
Would you like me to say the states that it's available in?
No, I think
Sure.
you can always
Okay.
you can always look at our website, hillrock.com, and you can find it. But if you happen to be in New York, you
If you're
should
in
come
New York,
and
yeah, we
should
can
come and visit us
Right.
because
Well, that's what
we
I was
have.
my next question. I want to come and visit. I'm going to be in New York for our competition in the
Come
end of
and
August,
visit.
and I want
Come and
to
stay.
come to the farm. The pictures of on your website are so beautiful. It looks like just an oasis. Must have been a
We're
great.
open 7 days a week for tours and tastings, but we'd love you to come and stay. You might even be there for the harvest of the rye
Oh,
fields.
wow.
We'll have you distilling. We have a lot of people staying with us all the time. We love, sharing what we're doing. Also, if you live in New York State, you can order all the special finishes we just spoke about on Shop Hillock.
And
If you live in anywhere in the state, and we can ship it to you.
And one advantage of visiting is a lot of the special releases we do are just at the distillery. So
Yeah.
we'll pull some special things out for when you come up.
But we are in California. We love California, and we have great distributors there. We're in Georgia, we're in Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, DC, Delaware. I'm trying to think if I forgot Pennsylvania. Anyway, but
And any plans to go international?
yes.
Of course.
Yes, we are speaking, we've been approached many times to go international from England, France, Italy, Germany, and Scandinavia. But that's probably like a year away. But yes, we are in serious talks. And then we have a lot of rock groups that we work with that we adore. And one of them's doing their 40th anniversary cast with us in July. But we love musicians, and we work with a lot of musicians.
I was seeing some of that in the comments. Tell me about some of the rock groups that you work with and how that came about.
It started with Anthrax, and
That's what someone said. Anthrax and Hillock.
we love Scott. I just have to say a shout out. We love them all, but we love Scott Ian and his wife Pearl Aday. They are like family to us. They're coming to stay with us. We're going to get him distilling, and he's just got such a fabulous palate, and they are just brilliant. And
I think he's going to be a good distiller.
he's going to be a very good distiller. And then Motorhead, we recently worked with Motorhead and did Ace of Spades 1 and 2, and that was really fun, and they were great. And we've got a bunch more on the pipeline for
I think
a
they
very interesting journey, and we love that we appeal to all these creative souls.
I think
and
they
artists.
like the Hill Rock concept.
No, they like the whiskey. They love the whiskey.
Cool. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on your double gold. It's very
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We
and
hope to
hopefully
see
I'll
you.
see you in September.
And where are you right now?
I'm on the beach in Southern California. Our competition takes place in San Francisco, but during COVID, we moved our headquarters to Los Angeles.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank
See you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.